Good morning, everyone, and welcome to CSL Charlotte. Today, I'm your host, Alan, and we are delighted that you have chosen to be with us here with us today on this fabulous April morning. So, let me tell you a little bit about who we are. So, we are delighted you have chosen to join us today, and we are a community that is based on the teachings of the science of mind. Ernest Holmes was a great synthesizer who combined all of the wisdom and knowledge from all of the world's traditions and spiritual paths and combined them all together so we can have a fresh, new way for us to look at ourselves and our world. So let me and you are welcome to join us at any time. You don't have to leave your philosophy or nature of knowledge. You can be who you are. We are an open and affirming community. You can be gay, straight, black, white, or even any physical distinction, because you are welcome here because we are all part of the oneness that is spirit. And you can call spirit, I like to say spirit, but you can call God life, wisdom, peace, but whatever you call it, we are glad that you are here to join us today. So let me tell you a little bit about our mission here. We are here to train spiritual leaders and visionaries to go out and to live this teaching and to share it with all of our friends and family and relatives and online. So if you want to reach your true potential in life, then I invite you to our weekly Tuesday night consciousness meetings. When there you'll get to actually experience living this path in a loving, supportive environment. So I encourage you to join us on Tuesday evenings at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you want more information, just go to our website, cslcharlotte.org, and click on the weekly consciousness links, and we'll be glad to share you that information. And before I introduce our fabulous leader, I would like to read a quote for you. Sometimes we make the process more complicated than we need to. We will never make a journey of 1,000 miles by fretting about how long it will take or how hard it will be. We make the journey by taking each day step by step and then repeating it again and again until we reach our destination. And this is a quote by Joseph Worthland. And with that, I am thrilled to introduce our fabulous Reverend Rosedale Jones. So come on up.
Well, hello, everyone. And thank you so much. Alan, the A-team, my right-hand man, and all of that. Thank you so much for being the MC for today. And thank you for that, leaving those steps. I like that. That's what we're all about today. So that being said, welcome everybody to Center for Spiritual Living Charlotte, the Mind Body Spirit Center. So if you're on YouTube, click like us, subscribe to our channel, and also everybody everywhere, however you are experiencing us this morning or at any time, just welcome. So what we do at Center for Spiritual Living Center, which is also known as the Mind, Body, Spirit, the first thing we do is we open our Center for Spiritual Living celebration service with a smile. And we also open it with an affirmative prayer. So with that affirmative prayer, basically what you do is you take it in as we set the tone for our service. So right now we have that this beautiful talk going on about moving from the journey from pain to peace. And Reverend Karen is the prayer warrior today. So she's going to open us up on the journey from pain to peace. But you'll hear in her prayer whether or not she's initiated the journey from pain to peace. So with that being said, if you want prayer to initiate your journey from pain to peace, just put in a prayer request. Go to our website right now and initiate your journey. And you will get a prayer of how you think you would do it. Or if not, you will get one to give you the inkling, however it takes you to get there. So with that being said, you also have to choose to put in a prayer request in order to get that prayer in your inbox. So that being said, let's let Reverend Karen let it rip. Reverend Karen.
Oh, thank you, Reverend Rosedale. And I have to confirm and reiterate that the prayer requests that Maureen sends out to us in written form through CSL Charlotte email are fabulous. They're the most beautiful things that you will ever read. So please, anything you would like prayer for, send it in through the .org site and you will be blown away by the beautiful prayer you get. So our prayer for this morning's message, our prayer for this morning's service is knowing that God's Spirit, the great creator of all life, is all that there is. It is every beautiful, fabulous description we can think of. And that presence, that beautiful presence, is within myself. It is within each and every one of us here this morning. It is within all life, on all levels, and in all forms. There is no spot where God is not, and that is the absolute truth. We are the light. And knowing this for our service today, knowing for Reverend Rosedale that she delivers as she always does with clarity from her heart, and the message is truly expressed through her from spirit. She is the conduit of all that beauty and all that love and all that wisdom. And each and every one of us take that message to our hearts individually. It speaks to us as we know. And going from pain to peace, to from pain to beauty, from pain to the truth of who we are, the wholeness of God, the wholeness of spirit. And in this gratitude moment, I say thank you, God. And join me as I release this prayer into the universal law, the beauty of the heavens, the arms of God. And together we say, and so it is.
And so it is. Thank you so much, Reverend Karen, for that beautiful opening prayer. So, next on our platform is our reader, Melissa Spiegler. And from that, we're going to open up and listen to something because when we listen to a reading, it pretty much points the way to what we're going to be talking about. But I'm sure Melissa knows very well what it's like to walk that journey from pain to peace. So listen to her reading today. And the journey from pain to peace is going to be a cinch for you to initiate. Now, that's a promise. So after Melissa's reading, listen to the song Find Peace. And that song comes from Fearless Soul. Take it in with you right after Melissa's reading. So prepare yourself for the journey from pain to peace. And Melissa, make it do what it do.
Thank you so much, Reverend Rosedale. And this journey from pain to peace is such a powerful, powerful journey that we all face at some point in time. And the reading I've got today is by our own Reverend Rosedale. The journey from pain to peace is a profound journey that many of us initiate in our pursuit of wholeness, moving towards peace. Pain can manifest physically in the body, mentally, in the mind, or globally, collectively, if you will. In other words, pain can be experienced individually within groups or on a global scale. The path taken depends on the minds of the individuals, the group, or collective experiencing the pain. Engaging in spiritual practices and empowering the mind to take charge of our actions are key components of this journey. The goal is to achieve and a balance between the mind, the body, and spirit in order to transform into a state of wholeness. Research shows that both spiritually and scientifically, the mind influences everything in our lives. By mastering our thoughts and emotions, we navigate challenges with resilience and grace. The journey of self-awareness involves letting go of the past, embracing the present moment, and nurturing the inner peace. The catch is it takes quite a bit of practice to let go of the past, and it feels less charged when it comes back to your mind from time to time. However, not to worry, The comeback of the past is only natural. Through mindfulness, meditation, and conscious living, we transmute pain into wisdom and discover true peace within ourselves. Remember, the journey from pain to peace may not always be easy, but each step along the way is so worthwhile. Now, here's a final quote from Reverend Rosedale. When we cultivate self-awareness and nurture our well-being through spiritual practices, we experience the reciprocal nature of all aspects of our being. And so it is.
We'll start with a short centering. Relax your eyes by either looking into your lap, closing them. Just bring yourself into you and breathe in really, really deeply. And remember that exhale is just to relax into this day. So that song, Find Peace, describes the journey from pain to peace. She said, what's meant for her will never miss her. But now listen to it this way. What's meant for you will never miss you. It could be a house. It could be job. It could be a money. It could be a relationship. It can be a lesson. What's meant for you will never miss you. But that's enough to find peace. You always get whatever is meant for you, regardless, because of where you are is what you will get. And once you realize that it's just a matter of letting go of fears or whatever it is that's holding you or blocking you, you can release it all. So deepen your spiritual practice. And when you do, you'll know that you are where you belong. So it's your choice. But I have just one question. Do you have travel plans to journey from pain to peace? It's up to you. And you're at choice. Whether you're going to choose spiritual practices to journey or whether you're just going to effort some other kind of way. But to initiate the journey from pain to peace, a little practice goes a long way. So wiggle your fingers. Oh, I love that. Groovy said, I'm tired of the pain. So wiggle your fingers and your toes and integrate your mind, your body, and your spirit. And as you float your eyes open again, look around your space as if you're new to it. And find something in your space that connects you back to the present moment. Which I'm also going to take a gratitude moment right about now. And thank you, A-Team, Alan, my right-hand man, my toes, my fingers, and all that, and my nails. And thank you, Reverend Karen. Oh, Reverend Karen, thank you for that beautiful prayer, as you always incredibly do that for me. And thank you, Melissa, for your reading, because reading from pain to peace, you know what it does. It literally points the way to the journey from pain to peace. So now let's focus on the journey from pain to peace. For me, the journey from pain to peace has been incredibly profound and very much a transformative journey. It's taken me from the midst of pain, some 30 years ago, and it's brought me all these huge lengths throughout these years, which I will call roads, turns, and corners. But it brought me to peace and awareness. I can really look back and say, for every ounce of pain I experience, my path has been filled with many challenges and awesome opportunities as well. You're going to have it all. It's not all going to be glory. It's not always going to be sad. This too shall pass. I remember many times where I seized opportunities as I saw them coming because I stopped wincing at my fear. After practicing some time, that's exactly what happens. You wince from your fears until you start to realize that stop. You know you're going to take that time, but here's the thing. I got to ask you, are you willing to take the journey? See, here's what I know. As we navigate through our encounters and day-to-day comings and goings, we uncover this hidden strength within us, this resilience within ourselves. But the problem is, I see people run away from going into themselves. I tell people when they come to our consciousness meeting, just be ready to go be with yourself. People run from themselves like crazy. Oh, I can't meditate because this. I got a busy mind. Oh, I can't do contemplation when I'm alone because you got to face yourself. But you don't want to say that. Let me tell you about this journey. This journey is demanding. It demands introspection. It demands courage. It demands a willingness to embrace change. I am so grateful I'm a person that loves change. Change is easy for me to do. And here's the thing for transformation. If you're in a place where you may be in any type of pain, like lack, worries, or even illnesses, it's time, guys, time to initiate that journey. And you need to get on the other side and reach out for the abundance, the happiness, and the wellness, because that is your birthright. So people should stop the pain by realizing that, listen, I'm the only one that can do this. There's nobody that's going to help me. There's nobody coming here to save me. What's it going to take for you to start giving your power within you more time every day? People hate sitting down and just contemplating, writing in the journal to themselves about, well, I had a wonderful day yesterday. Tell yourself how beautiful it was. What you think about, you bring about. Oh, no thanks? Well, okay, just keep going on living and efforting and working so hard. Or could you just be giving all your time to people, places, and things all outside of you, and that, oh, this needs more effort. But just to sit down and say, have I put anybody out of my heart today? Or maybe just sit down and say, have I put myself out of my heart today? Because see, the problem is when it comes to taking care of you, I got a question again. Do you feel bored about it when you got to take care of you? Because you're so used to accolades. Maybe you got a payoff. Maybe you feel like, well, I got to do all these things for them so they can see how great I am. But at 3 o'clock in the morning, you're alone, baby. People can't give me the accolades I need. Yes, they give them to me, and I accept them, but I better be the one to make sure I get them. So is there a payoff for you doing anything other than taking care of you? Well, if anybody could say to themselves, I can't have no answer, I got a solution for you. Contemplation. Being contemplative with yourself. Oh my God, you know what? We just had a class on that. Reverend Karen, and I saw her name pop up just now. So I said, oh, wait a minute. Contemplation is a practice I talk about spiritual practices. Did you know that you might want to get started with that if you're not sure of what you're doing? The payoff is better for Karen. So if you are in pain today, you may be giving your time to whatever is bringing you the opposite of what you want, because you are too busy to sit down with you where the power really lies. You got to know who you are and what you are. You got to be the place where God lives. You got to know you are. Because if you want to reach the other side where abundance and happiness and all that beautiful wellness in your body needs, you need that time for spiritual practice. And contemplation is a big practice. Mindfulness is a big practice, because let me tell you what happens when you say, I'm going to start a new journey. You say to yourself, oh yeah, but that's not going to go right because this is going to happen. Oh, I can't do this. Oh, okay, that's a block. Okay, the first time you set out to start a new journey, fear or some block typically arises at the beginning. Wait for it, because it's coming. If you allow fear to prevent you from acting, you will only strengthen your fear. But at the same time, too much of this idle sitting and doing nothing keeps you stuck in your current state of pain. I tell people in my yoga class all the time, breathe, but think about what effect you're having in your body. I like to talk mind, body, and spirit throughout the practice. See, according to research from a study I had this week from Darius Kroc, he's out in Poland. I had the city, part of it, but anyway, he's out in Poland. And he talks about task-oriented people and task avoidance-oriented people. But this is what he says about task-oriented people. He said these people that are generally spiritually associated, and see, they're going to succeed much more likely than that task-oriented individual. Task avoidance oriented individual. I got to get my tongue fixed for these, because this is important. People who are stuck in their idleness are the task avoidance oriented people. He does the studies. People do studies constantly. This is not just something I'm making up. These are studies I literally read all the time, because it helps me with all my clients and all the people I work with. He found that task avoidance oriented people have a tendency to resist a whole lot. Let me tell you why. I'm telling you why, because I see it. I'm just doing by what I'm reading. I'm doing my research, but I'm also checking my body out, mind, and I'm checking out other people that I'm working with. And this is what I found too. In order to become successful, that resistance, if it's too much, too powerful, it's more powerful than that power in you. And guess what? You end up with lack. Oh, before I get going, I need clarity. I need to go pray for that. Let me tell you something. The vitamin C is already in the orange. So don't try to put it in there. So it's just the same thing. You look for clarity. You look for trust. You look for truth. It's in you. So his study shows that peace is associated with all of us who are task-oriented people, meaning that we would rather work spiritual practices. Task-oriented people who decide that, wow, I'm going to go out here and I'm going to get people to help me if I don't know what the heck I'm doing. Or task-oriented people to say, well, I don't understand what you mean, so I have to go ask. But if you're not willing to find out what is all this all about, then you're task avoidance. So doesn't it just make sense to start contemplating with yourself and asking yourself, well, not asking, speaking your power into your resistance instead of speaking the resistance into your power. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's a spiritual practice. I'm going to start talking to me in the car. And I'm going to tell me that, no, that is so wrong for you to feel bad about that. That's not the truth. You think that, oh, they don't like me. Or you think that, no, that's not going to work out for me. Or why don't you say, why wouldn't it work for me? Oh, well, I don't know if that's going to work out or not. Why wouldn't it work out? Then when you start that contemplation, you can't come up with an idea why it won't work. But I've noticed some people who would rather run when we're doing only one or two people out of a full yoga class, for example. At the end, I have a long part for meditation. I love it. And the people that attract to me love it. But what I'm saying is there's a long piece that gives people a time to be with themselves. But there is one or two people, maybe new to me that day, will probably get up and leave because they can't do it. You know what that's about? Facing yourself. See, let's face it. It is. And if you don't believe me, test it. Well, you should see, rather. Wait a minute. This is what I'm going to say. It is impossible to avoid your inner body, your inner self, your inner power, and heal yourself at the same time. It does not compute. It's not 1 + 1 = 2. You see, resistance is excuses that people make for not being able to do contemplation, or for not being able to meditate, or for not being able to be mindful in the car, or to tell themselves, sometimes I'll see myself riding and then I know my turn. I say, oh, pay attention. That's what task avoidance oriented people do. They'd rather not. And you know what happens with task-oriented people too? I say mind, body, spirit. What happens is instead of the mind guiding the body, they listen to the body. And so if they're knowing that they shouldn't do a certain thing with their body, the body will say, I don't feel like going over there. I don't feel like getting up right now. Oh, but I want all of those chocolate cakes. Now, there's nothing wrong with chocolate cake. I love it. There's nothing wrong with coconut. I like all kinds of stuff. But there comes a time when you know in your heart that not the right time to eat that, or whatever. So people actually characterized by this high level spirituality are those who choose to solve their problems that are designed to solve the problem with things that are designed to solve the problem. What they do, like I said, I'd rather go get some help if I'm not sure of how to change things in my life. It's about creating a habit to practice in order to gain this high-minded sensitivity that he talks about, Darius. Because see, Darius' study, he also reveals that people's reactions to stress is related exactly to their structure of their spiritual principles. My question to you is, do you have a plan or a structure in place for your spiritual principles? Just giving you food for thought, because once you decide whether or not you have a plan, or whether you're going to do one or not, or whether you don't want to do it or not, that's on you. But let me just tell you, with enough faith in yourself and with everything that you need to initiate that journey from pain to peace, you will be so glad you did. Maybe you remember the reading that Melissa read when she said how the journey from pain to peace involves letting go of the past. And the thing is this: you have to do quite a bit of practice to let go of the past. It's not going to happen over. So I forgot about it. No, you didn't. Because one thing about the mind, baby, when that come back, it's coming back because the mind's nothing but a recorder. But what happens is when you start to recognize that, you start to understand, I got this. I can move through this. So all we have to do is learn to confront pain directly, and we can initiate that pain to peace journey without a hitch. But spiritual practices stimulates that growth. So let me just say this before my song. When you practice enough, you'll have no choice but to recognize what you are, who you are. See, I recognize what I am. I recognize who I am. And I recognize that I am the place where God lives. And I am it. That's what I am. And you know I am is the name of God. God moves and breathes and has his being in me. Now, if you want to believe that, go for it, baby. I think you'll be happier for it. But I know it. I don't believe it, I know it. So in this next song, listen to these fabulous lyrics that constantly remind me of I am the place where God lives by Eddie Watkins Jr. Yeah, I am the place. Woo-hoo-hoo. You are the place, but we are the place where God shows up. Don't y'all like my singing? Yes, you do. I am the place where God lives. Now, what you got to do now is really remember that and begin to believe it. Because the more you say things like, I am, that's the name, God within me, I am where the place where God lives, moves, bees, and has its being in me. So there's no reason that I should stay in any pain. So when pain shows up, I move real fast from the journey from from pain to peace, because I am that place. Not only am I it, but I know I am. So anyway, with that being said, I think this is that time when we talk about birthdays. And you know one thing about birthdays. This is the day you came to be. This is the day that you decided you would be here, and you feel very good about that. So honor your day, just like any other holiday, just like any other thing. But so what we do when we know it's your birthday, whether you're here or not, is we celebrate you on your day, just when we see your name pop up in our birthday list. So just celebrate you. That's the day that you came to be. So remember that. So as we're getting ready to close out here now, let me give some big shout outs to our platform team. Let me start out with our MC, giving great thanks to Mr. A-Team, Alan Lilly. He's the man of the hour here. He's kind of rushed today, but he got it. He told me I'm frazzled, but I got you. I got your back. And he had my back, I'm telling you. So the opening and the closing prayer with Reverend Karen is beautiful. She just has that thought about Reverend Rosedale, this and that. So I think that is so powerful. And when they come up and they open up between her and Mo, and they open up that prayer, it is so peaceful to speak behind them. Okay. So the reader, thank you, Melissa, for reading, because that's harmonizing in and of itself when you read and then I come back with that talk. So thank you so much. And thanks for Mo, that's always in the background waiting for those prayers, because I always tell people, if you have not received a prayer request from us or Mo, you have not put in a prayer request. And I kind of hinted that to you in the beginning. So put in the prayer request and let's see where that takes you. And then to our lady of the day, which I call our spiritual harmony steward. She keeps harmony on the air for us. It is our cleanup woman, and it's Groovy G. also known as Geraldine Campbell, Jerry Campbell, but I like Groovy G. It works for me. So she keeps things going in this place, nice and easy in the background there. And our serious pilot, he's not here now, but we always acknowledge him because he's the man that kind of runs a lot of things here. So before and I said everybody, I think I'm sure I said everybody. Uh-huh. Yeah, well, today was all about inspiring us to initiate the journey from pain to peace. So remember, when you're ready to initiate that journey from pain to peace, you're really going to love the new experiences in your life. Just remember that. Just start the journey. And I'm telling you, before you start that journey, it's going to be a lot of crazy thoughts you are conjuring up. Most of the time, your worries are stuff you created, but it never even happens or happened. So remember that. So the final song reminds us of something that's really, really, really important on this journey, and that is speaking up and simply making it fear to courage. So now you want to take the journey with fear and take it to courage because it serves this last song is going to serve as a reminder for you for this week. So think about this one before Reverend Karen prays us out. And the name of this song,
Brave.
The name of this song is Brave by Sarah Bareilles. I just want to see me be brave. So remember that. Just think about that this week, because that's another thing that will hold you back and freeze you and put you in a task avoidance oriented class. So listen, don't do it, guys. You got to speak up. Don't hold it back. Stop holding your tongue. You heard her. So anyway, as we wrap up our time together today, before we do that, we got to do something else.
Karen, close us out in prayer.
Yeah, we got to be closed out, Karen. I can hear Karen going, hey, call me. Reverend Karen, please pray us out.
Thank you. And I don't have to yell because I have Alan back there keeping us all on track. Oh my gosh, that song has got me wanting to go out to my front sidewalk and dance and sing and act silly and don't care who's watching. So as we take a breath together, knowing that this breath is the breath of the universe, the breath of being brave, because that's who we are. We have the brave light within each and every one of us. It is our heart. It is our inspiration. It is our drive and our creativity. And we let that shine. We are brave enough to bring everything within us, all that beauty within us out into this world, not only to help everybody else, but to help ourselves too, to show spirit that we are brave creations, that we are here to make a difference. We are here to bring that love to everyone we see because we are brave. And we bring that braveness out into the world and other people become brave. It is contagious. Our light is contagious. And knowing this and being so grateful for being here at this service today and hearing this beautiful message, which has filled my heart with energy and inspiration and just wanting to go and run outside. So thank you, Reverend Rosedale, for that beautiful message. I loved it. And I know that each of us received it in our own way as we needed it. And in this attitude of gratitude for this beautiful service and this beautiful family of which I am blessed to be a part, please join me as we release this prayer into the universal law. And together we say, and so it is.
And so it is. Whoa. I just want to see you be brave, huh, Groovy? Yes. So we're going to wrap up for real this time. So let's breathe in that confident energy that we have that's going to inspire us for the rest of this week. Let's use the power within us and be with the power within us every day for at least 5 minutes a day. The power, all you got to do is stop Drop and listen to yourself. Talk to yourself. Hear what thoughts are just passing by. You don't just keep listening to everybody else's thoughts. And you'll see, you'll be getting on that journey from pain to peace in no time. That's a spiritual practice, just listening. So remember, the universe is constantly supporting us, supporting you, and supporting me in our journey. So until we meet again, stay happy and remember to be brave.